And now it's time for Chapter 3 in the story of the lore of Warhammer 40,000. In the previous chapter, I explained the Age of Technology, which is also referred to as the Golden Age of Technology or the Dark Age of Technology, depending on who you ask. When the artificial intelligence that we had created that made us into this dominant species throughout the galaxy, when it rebelled, it pretty much destroyed everything because we had become so dependent upon it. Well, thousands of worlds died. Just other worlds fell into civil war and anarchy as they fought over what scant resources they had. Worlds that were solely dependent on trade to survive no longer had it. And to combine that, there were these massive warp storms. The hell dimension that we used as travel was completely beset by enormous storms that made interstellar travel completely and utterly impossible. So any isolated world that was pretty much dependent on trade was done. To add on to that, all these alien species that were around us that normally wouldn't fight us because we were so strong saw the collapse of the Empire and pretty much destroyed other worlds because they could. And it's not like Earth or Terra was left unscathed. Far from it, as a matter of fact. In the 5,000 years that ran from the 25th millennia to the 30th millennia, Earth pretty much devolved into a series of warring factions who nuked the planet, used chemical warfare, really unethical gene manipulation and gene splicing, created huge armies of mutants. And after a couple thousand years, the Earth was pretty much ruled by roving gangs of what were called techno-barbarians. There were also huge amounts of rogue psychers that were releasing all sorts of demons all over the world. It was not pleasant. Well, sometime towards the end of what is known as the Age of Strife or Old Night, a mountain warlord who was known at the time as Master of the Lines stepped forward and began taking things over. See, this dude was a master of gene manipulation and had created an army of super soldiers, the Thunder Warriors. Genetically modified soldiers who were bigger, stronger, meaner, tougher than pretty much anything on the planet, and they dominated everybody they fought. Over the next several hundred years, the Emperor, as he had become known at this point, pretty much took over everything. Those that wouldn't go peacefully went not peacefully. This whole period, of course, was known as the Unification Wars, and by the time the Unification Wars had ended, the Emperor, as he was now known, who was master of all of Earth and Luna, had created another couple of different types of super soldiers. One group was known as the Adeptus Custodes, pretty much the Emperor's personal guard, and they were meaner and badder than pretty much everybody ever. He had also begun a project called the Primarch Project, where he created 20 generals of peerless skill and capability. That's a whole other video, though. And from the genetic material of these 20 Primarchs, he created a group known as the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines.